Hello, I'm Brian Charles Trebilcock. Here is what I'd like you to remember about me. My story started on March 20, 1927 in Jocelyn. Although there is some debate as to whether I was born March 21st as shown on my birth certificate, but it is thought that my mother accidentally put down the wrong date. I am the youngest child of Norm and Violet. I attended Montacute Primary School, which was a one-teacher school with approximately 25 pupils. I left after Year 7 to work on my father's market garden at Montacute. There were also around 100 sheep. I had 4 siblings. My brother Len was the eldest, born in 1919. This was followed by my sisters Marge in 1920, June in 1923, and my sister Kath in 1925. I married Lorna Wedding on December 13, 1947, at age 20 in the Flinders Street Lutheran Church, Adelaide. She was born in 1926 in Udunda, South Australia. We met at the Embassy Ballroom, Adelaide in 1945. She was 21 years old when we married, 1 year older than me. We built our house on my parents' property. We added a sleep out when the children came along. We had 3 sons. Our eldest Barry was born in 1948, Glenn in 1951, and our youngest Neil in 1953. I played cricket for the Paradise Cricket Club and was hit in the head with a ball. The following is a newspaper article from January 1956. Injured. Brian Trebilcock, 28, of Montacute, who was hit on the side of the head with a cricket ball on Saturday, was later rushed to Adelaide Hospital, unconscious, for an emergency brain operation. The hospital today reported his condition as satisfactory. BY giving up their Sunday mornings to help an injured teammate. Members of Paradise Cricket Club are showing team spirit off the field as well as on. The injured man, Mr. Brian Trebilcock, a Montacute market gardener, was struck on the head by a ball while fielding in a recent match. Convalescing after an operation, Mr. Trebilcock has been unable to pick his fruit crop, so each Sunday morning, members of the team are picking it for him. The club secretary, Mr. Ron Packer, said yesterday that one player had even offered to pay for a man to assist in the job. While away on holiday in 1961, my father tragically died in a tractor accident on the property. This left me to work the property by myself until Barry left high school. During the 1960s, I bought part of the adjoining property, which was owned by Colin and Pat Trebilcock. I built a shearing shed and installed 2 dams on the property to have a more reliable water supply for the garden. In the early 1970s, it was decided that my son Barry and his wife Carol would move into our house, and we in turn moved into my mother's house. 2 sections of the veranda were enclosed to create a bedroom for our son Neil, and also a kitchen and lounge area which had a doorway leading into the main bedroom for my mother. After the death of my mother, in 1983, I inherited the property and continued to work it with my son Barry until 1984, when the market garden was sold. We moved to Dernancourt, where we lived for 8 years before moving to the Hope Valley Lutheran Retirement Village. Leader, November 13, 2002. Brian Trebilcock, Tea Tree Gully Male Senior Citizen of the Year. Brian Trebilcock believes his volunteer work at the Lutheran Retirement Village is a way to show gratitude for all his blessings. Brian, 75, of Hope Valley, has had 2 hip replacements, a fractured skull and a triple bypass, but far from being among the cared for, he is one of the community's great carers. His kindness and help has earned him this year's award for Male Senior Citizen 2002 in Tea Tree Gully. I feel very humbled, very lucky, and I was pretty scared up in front of all those people, he said after accepting the award. Brian was nominated by Retirement Village staff, who he had a deep spirit of willingness to help and serve people and rises bravely and uncomplainingly above obstacles that have caused him pain over the years. Brian helps run messages, deliver mail, and bring wheelchair-bound residents to the hairdresser. It's all about helping people who are where I will be one day we all get old, he said. I have a lot of fun with the staff and residents, everyone is very friendly. Brian moved into an independent living unit at the village in 1993 with his wife Lorna. He was also a volunteer for the Country Fire Service for many years. I passed away at home on August 19, 2013, aged 86, and was buried in the Montacute Cemetery. I'm so glad I got to share my story with you. I hope you enjoyed watching. Goodbye.